I put out a poll asking my viewers what they wanted my first underrated series video of 2024 to be on. I gave them the option of 4 2023 champs, and Vox, at least right now, is the one currently winning the poll. Even if he somehow does get second place, I'll make sure the current second place winner gets a video pretty soon, so don't worry about that. But I really like Vox. As you can see here, I'll show you I only have 2 Cosmic Champions at rank 5 6-star, and they are 2 big damage over time dealers in the class, so I have a thing for damage over time Cosmics. And Vox has a really cool kit. He has a lot of damage, and he has a really good utility kit, immunity kit, and that's really nice for a Cosmic Champion. And I like the way Nagasi put it when describing a Cosmic Champion. If they have really good damage and just good tech countering abilities or immunities and utilities, they are a pretty good champion. And Vox definitely has that. He has very good damage from the degen, which we'll see later. He is immune to poison, which is a nice damage over time immunity to have. Power burn, power drain, power lock, and special lock, which are the tech power control mechanics. Power steal is one of the main other ones that you might see, but he's not immune to it because that's more like a mystic-based attribute. And so yeah, he's got some really good tech immunities. And the way Vox's damage scales is by gaining corrupted buffs on your light and mediums and then on your specials. But you want to stack these up, and then you place degens on your first special attack, and then just before the degens expire, you want to throw your special attack to consume them back into the buffs and just keep turning off the degens essentially. So on the SP1, he also has an Undermine. On the SP2, he also has a Vigilance. Those are really good at countering techs. Techs auto block a lot. Some techs make you miss, maybe not as much as auto block, but the Vigilance is also good against a bunch of other classes too. So yeah, Vox is a really cool champion. I think he has a really good utility kit, and I'll be showcasing a bunch of this stuff, including his damage, starting right now. And we're going to start by beating up Winter Soldier, everyone's favorite punching bag in this game. And you can see how the Vox rotation is going to go in this video. We're going to 3-hit combo, mainly because Vox's mediums give him a Fury, but only his first and fourth light attack give him a Cruelty. So if we want to maximize the amount of buff gain, we're just going to 3-hit combo at first. And then we're going to throw the special one just below 2 bars of power. This is going to place our initial degens, and then we're going to throw a second SP1 also just below 2 bars of power. And then we're going to bring the degens back onto ourselves, meaning that we're going to convert those degens into intensifies. And intensify is pretty much an aptitude. It's very similar in the way they work. I'm not entirely sure exactly the difference between them, but it's just more buffs, meaning more degens. That's the main point. So win more SP1, replace the degens, and then we're going to race to SP2. The degens are paused as long as Vox is hitting the opponent with his full special attack, and we're going to throw the SP2 instead of an SP1 because the SP2 has a longer animation, therefore you have many more ticks of that degen. And we just wiped him out with a lot of overkill too. So yeah, clearly Vox has damage. It does take a little ramp to get to, as is 1 minute and 10 seconds being respectable but nothing crazy. But again, that's mostly just because you have to ramp up the degens, and they really don't start ticking until like that third SP1. So next up, I have some Alliance War gameplay. This is on Path 8 versus this Shocker. And just note, my Vox isn't even ISO'd as a rank 5 yet, so he's really just rank 4 ascended technically. So we're just going to beat up this Shocker. He has, a lot of limber, so it is something I have to worry about when I'm throwing my stuns. But that Undermine makes it to where the auto block is something we don't ever have to worry about, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, Undermine just means you go unblockable when the opponent would auto block. It's really nifty, it's really good against Penny and clearly Shocker here. And we only needed 2 SP1s there. The degens were ticking hard enough, It was a lower rank Shocker, however, we didn't even have War Boosts on or anything, so if that was a higher rank Shocker and we were actually playing in season where I was running War Boosts, that would be utter annihilation. So next up we have an iDoom on node 47. This is the node where once a buff expires from the opponents, they're going to place a timer. If that timer expires, then they are going to falter you, and then they gain a degen every time you gain a bar of power. So a lot of things you have to worry about with the falter and such, but we're not going to worry too much about them. We can get a Vigilance off the SB2, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I'm going to go for. However, I am going to wait out this initial falter. If I got the reparry, I could have knocked him down and placed the falter on him. We just didn't get it. Not that big a deal, though. So we are going to gain close to 3 bars of power and then throw our SP2. Another really cool thing about Vox is that his precisions from Dex do stack, and that's really good because that means you can stack a bunch of extra corrupted precisions at one time. So it's a really cool mechanic, really cool design choice. I really like that ability. And we throw the SP2, our degens are ticking. We're almost at like 10k per tick, and there's only 27 of them. And then by the time we throw this SB1, it's just complete annihilation. Like, we only needed 2 special attacks, and that iDoom, like, absolutely perfect. He destroyed that fight. So next up, I have a Guardian. This is Guardian in CAV-EQ. However, the nodes don't matter here. The main node is one that power locks you if you don't place a debuff every 6 seconds. However, Vox is immune to power lock. The reason I'm showing you this Guardian fight is because this is what an average Battlegrounds fight would look like if they placed a Tech Defender at about the 7-star rank 2 level, or something around that much. So anyway, just pretend this is an actual Battlegrounds fight, because obviously Battlegrounds has been in off-season for a while. I couldn't get any Battlegrounds content, but I do want to show you what a BG's health pool would look like, because that is, in my opinion, one of the most important contents to use Vox in and just play the game in general in. If you know me, I can't Dex Guardian's SP1 to save my life, so I did mess up a little bit there, but we're placing our degens for the second time, and they're just ticking really hard. And they get more damage every second or half second that they are active on the opponent. So once you place them, they only get harder and harder. So next up, Abomination on the same path, and this is the same example fight. It's just this one does not have class advantage. So if you wanted to see Vox in a non-class advantage matchup, here it is. Again, he's poison immune, so he kind of destroys Abomination, so that's really nice. We don't really get to show off any utility in this fight like we did against the Guardian with his Undermine and the Power Lock immunity. I guess we can show off here too, but either way, we're just showing how Vox does against a BG's health pool when the opponent does not give him class advantage, is what I'm trying to say. So we place our first set of degens. We're going to 3-hit combo up to just under 2 bars, and then put them back into buffs. If Vox is awakened the first time you hit the opponent's block, you will pause the debuffs for up to 3 seconds, depending on your sig level. My Vox is 160, so it does pause for nearly 3 seconds, but I don't think his awaken ability is like extremely necessary. But it is definitely nice if the opponent gets passive, then you have a little bit of a window of opportunity to, you know, make sure that those degens stay active for a little longer. But I don't think it's incredibly necessary. If you play smart by getting close to an extra bar of power before you throw the special, then that's not really a very big deal. So anyway, that is my Vox underrated series video. I had a lot of people telling me Vox isn't underrated, or not even just Vox, a bunch of the candidates on the list. Look, if I want to pick an underrated video on a 2023 champ, my options are so limited. I mean, everyone in 2023 is good for at least something except for, like, Gladiator. So I had to pick someone. Those were the 4 options I picked. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but those are the 4 most underrated champs I feel like of the year. And Vox won the poll, so he gets this first video. I will probably work on the Viv one pretty soon, if not tomorrow. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, sub, all that fun YouTube stuff. I'll see you in the next one.